Today we're gonna make a super simple recipe, a New York deli recipe, creamy cucumber salad. I love this one. I think you're gonna love it too. Let's get into it right now. So I always like to go over the ingredients. It helps me, but more importantly, it helps you. And I know you're looking here and you're like, Jim, there's barely any ingredients. Well, that is the case today. This is a really easy dish. So let's run through these ingredients quickly. The recipe calls for 2 English cucumbers. They're typically a little bit larger than this. So today I'm using 3, plus like one of them is a little soft. You know, like they always wrap them in plastic in the store, and then by the time you get them home, sometimes they're not the best, but this will be fine. You'll see, and you also see how we prep these in a second. Red onion, I'm going to use, again, you can use a sweet onion too, so Vidalia onion, white onion, yellow, you can really use whatever you want. We're gonna just do 1 cup of red onion sliced thin, so we're not gonna need anywhere near that much of the onion, just 1 cup we're gonna use. For the flavoring agents, we have a 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of granulated garlic, and 1/2 teaspoon of fine sea salt. I might use a little bit less white pepper. White pepper tends to be stronger than black pepper, which if you look online, they always say black pepper is stronger, but it's not. It's just not. So we have 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, and we have 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. Those are gonna balance each other out. If you don't want sugar, which you really should put sugar because every single one of these deli recipes has sugar in them and it's what makes them good. But if you don't want sugar, then don't put in vinegar either. So then you start taking away too much stuff and then the recipe is nothing like the one I'm showing you. That's the balance of flavors that makes it awesome. We have a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. I'm using Hellmann's, which is kind of like the mayonnaise of New York. You know, you could use Duke's if you like. A viewer told me it's sold, I think, in Lidl now here, but it's very hard to find compared to Hellmann's, which is everywhere. And then we have a 1/2 cup of sour cream. If you don't want sour cream, you could use Greek yogurt at the exact same proportions. Let's get into prepping the cucumber right now. Okay, for the red onion, really quickly, we're not gonna need much of this. Like, I think probably 1/2 of an onion will be what we need. Maybe even a little bit less, but the recipe says 1 cup, okay? I'm gonna do root to stem, okay? So actually cut off this edge too. When I reference a recipe, the recipe, it means my recipe. This guy's right here. Okay, so just root to stem. And I wanna do this thin. So just take your time with it, and I want the pieces to be fairly thin. If you follow this channel, you know we did a cucumber already. We did like the regular New York deli cucumber salad. So this one is also pretty popular in delis too. Looks like about 1 cup. Yeah, we don't want to go too much with the onion. Okay, cucumbers, English cucumber. So like I said before, see it's a little soft over here, this part. Cut that end off. Yeah, it's all right. And then let's just cut these in half like so. And then we want to remove all of the seeds here. If we don't, it's gonna be a little too like watery, though English cucumbers are okay, you can do it. If you're using another type of cucumber, I really recommend you do it. All you have to do is take a spoon like this, okay, and just go like this. It's just gonna splash at you. You can do this over your garbage pail or whatnot. But basically what you're doing is you're just removing all of the water here. This is the same thing you'll do when you make stuffed zucchini. Okay, this is what we want. I want these like this. But you can see it's just all water that's going on my cutting board. You can dry them off a little bit. There's just a ton of water here, all right? So flat side down so you don't like rock your knife. And then, if you have a mandolin, you could do this into 1/4 inch slices, but this is kind of the size that I want here. If you notice, I'm doing this very different than how I did the other one. I'm doing this partly because I do like the texture of this one this way, but I also like to make the recipes, like I don't want it to be just the same exact recipe, size and everything, and just have a different sauce. For the bigger ones, like this one, I could have easily cut that in half one more time, but this is fine. Okay, and I have my dill here, all this really nice dill. I'm just removing most of the stem area, like all this I don't really want in there in our salad. You don't have to go crazy, but like I do like just to take the really tender ends here. And we want about 3 tablespoons of this. If you don't have fresh dill, you can use dried dill too. It's totally fine. Honestly, most delis use dried dill anyway because the fresh stuff kind of like depending on how long the salad sits, sometimes it's better to use dried. And dried dill flavor's good. It's not like basil that, tastes horrible when it's dried. Okay, we'll get about 3 tablespoons worth. If you like more dill, use more dill, and if you don't like it, take it out. So here is our beautiful cucumbers and red onion in there. Look how nice that looks. And yeah, we got rid of a lot of water. That helps too. You can eat it relatively quickly. You don't have to drain it and stuff like that. This is better overnight, just like every deli salad. So, just letting you know. Okay, let's get a bowl. This is a 1/2 cup of sour cream, 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. This is 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Do not be deterred. Do not worry. It's good. 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. I did tell you I want to back off on the pepper here. Okay, let's get everything in. So that's 1/8 of a teaspoon of white pepper now. That's a 1/2 teaspoon of fine sea salt, and that is a 1/2 teaspoon of granulated garlic. Okay, I'm mixing this up. All right, so there is our nice dressing. We can give it a little taste test to see about our pepper. Forgot the dill.
The dill smells amazing. Just the chopping of the dill smells good.
Some people don't like a lot of dill, so you can.
That's fine.
Could hold off in the beginning. We're breaking out the bro gloves, which is exactly what they do in the deli, but they have the big tubs of all the salads. It's just the easiest way for me to mix this right now. So I'm gonna do a little taste test, but I'm telling you, minimum, this has to go in the fridge for at least 2 hours, but ideally overnight. Do not mix this right now and eat it like this. It will not be anywhere near as good as it can be. That being said, I am gonna test it right now. The fact that it's amazing right now means that it's gonna be way better later on. I'm gonna put plastic over it, get in the fridge. Okay, so this has been 2 hours. It ideally will be much better overnight.
I really like this.
I mean, I know you've had this one before.
Well, I've had yours. I've had ones from the deli.
Many people have made our other one. What do you think of this one versus that one? So for people.
It's really good. I really like the creamy texture of it, and I love the dill. I realize this is a creamy cucumber salad, so it's supposed to be more creamy than it is supposed to be tangy or vinegary, which is what the other one is.
Yeah.
That being said, I still think I like the other one better because the other one tastes more refreshing to me, and it's a little bit sweeter, which I know this one has sugar in it, but I don't know, there's just something about the other one that it's very fresh. This one's really good too. If I wasn't comparing this to anything, then this one's great.
Thank you. If you want to make this even creamier, again, in the fridge overnight, but the next day, you can drain it like we've done with all of our deli salads, and then you can mix more mayo and sour cream right back in it. The sugar flavor is still going to be there, and Tara is right. The other one had way more sugar. The other one had a cup of sugar in it. This one only has 2 tablespoons. Yeah. All these deli salads are not healthy. They're just not. And there's no deli in New York that has customers that isn't using a lot of sugar and vinegar in most of their salads.
But no, comparing this to a deli creamy cucumber salad, it tastes identical. Yeah. It tastes spot on.
Hope you make this super simple recipe, and I hope this fly that's annoying me goes away. It just flew right by.
I know, it's so annoying.
If you pick basil or any vegetable and you bring it into your house, say you want to have a little bit inside, sometimes that's where you'll get all the flies because they'll hatch. Do you know the lifespan of a fly?
24 days.
It's crazy.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's about 28 days. That's what I read.
Interesting.
Until next time.